All right. That's not concerning at all. The fact that, our villagers apparently no longer have enough food to cook anything in the kitchen. Uh, Between that and the fact that our wonderful Ambu Mau Anu doesn't quite trust us enough for us to be able to guide her in any particular direction, such as the direction that has a ton of wonderful hearty mushroom food for her and a whole bunch of poisoned nomads? I wonder if our scouts who ran off to a distant area we can't even see anymore. Boy, I really hope they can get back to us in time. I wonder if they actually saw like there were some people in need of being able. All right, let's take those guys off of making scavenging resources. Maybe that was part of our problem here, using up our beets to make smoked beets early on. But this is escalating kind of quickly, and we probably need to get a lot of people here helping us. So let's see if we can actually set these guys to plant and harvest for just a minute. I think getting another farm built actually just became a big priority, especially to allow a little bit of overlap so we can do planting and harvesting. Let's go ahead and have maybe only harvest on this field for just a minute. But hello everyone, and welcome back to our village, where we have been wandering for quite some time, and we might finally be making a little bit of progress at figuring out how to be a village. And I say that, but I really feel like our villagers in particular are more focused on the living mountain that we are on Mau Anu herself, rather than thinking about themselves as like a cohesive group just yet. And I think that's pretty practical. Everyone is a little worried about food. We have a lot of beet soup, to be honest, or to be honest, perhaps. So we have a lot of beet soup that everyone can eat from on this cold and rainy day. We're finally getting some beets back in. Ooh, and the ombu catch, so we have food that we can store for our ombu once we finish building the ombu's kitchen, which, oh, is that happening right now? I think that's about to happen right now. Yes. Okay, so we need the ombu kitchen in order to have enough of the food sources, or like to mush all of the mushrooms, I should say, into a big giant mushroom ball and then yeet it into our ombu's mouth. And since we are hopefully, can we convince her? Come on. Ah, she doesn't trust our commands. So we still can't. She's going to trust us a lot more once we manage to go ahead and feed her. The way to a mountain's heart is through its stomach, I suppose. So now that that is done and everyone has kind of fallen over each other thinking about what could we do to let this gigantic creature we live atop of be taken care of, or like know that we're here. We are trying to play it the song of its people by going, or like our people to it, I suppose. Maybe it sounds kind of like bird song is nice to us. They're not playing the song of our people, they're playing the song of their people, but we also hear it and enjoy it, right? Maybe that's how it feels for the ombu as well. And to pet our ombu to increase trust, like, I wonder, is that touching grass? Is petting the ombu like touching grass? Oh my word. We need to first think about how we could take care of the ombu, such as poisoning it or healing it. Absolutely not poisoning it, thank you very much. Maybe, no. I'll leave that to some other dark futured adventure person that's not me. But for now, that is definitely not happening. However, I do think we have two really important notes at the moment. One is that there is rumor of poisoned villagers ahead. Our group, who, again, until we build the village square, I really could see how they don't consider themselves like a village group yet. But our group has not yet run into any poison. But the world is going to become very dark as time goes on. And the realities of the toxicity that inhabit the soil and the air itself are going to become very apparent to us. So a village doctor who could help us to go ahead and heal is an essential future. Somebody needs to rise to this and become a village doctor. And we also removes external parasites and their eggs from Ambu. Wait, so we also brought back a very odd thing called an Aflifa. Eliflea. So I wonder if these are fleas that bother the Ambu. And we don't know what it is yet. And until we have pest control, we're not going to be able to figure that out. So I think we'll start with a village doctor, since potentially we might end up with some poisoned villagers soon. And then we might start thinking, wait, what if Mauanu becomes sick and get an Ambu doctor? And I think that's what we'll do. Because on the other hand, like, a sawmill produces wood by mining. Okay, on the other hand, we really do need more wood. And we have a bunch of carpenters, but I wonder if that produces more efficient than woodcutting camps. I don't think that produces like the wood planks that we're getting. So we won't worry about that at the moment. We might think about upgrading that, but if there's rumor of people who are ill, I do feel like everyone would be very concerned and immediately start thinking about that and trying to research that. Also, with our farm, let's actually have these people help out with planting and harvesting. And we'll kind of like expand the spot they're working too. But now we have 3 farms, one of which kind of overlaps with the others. But I'm hoping that that will be more helpful as time goes on. And we'll be able to plant and harvest, only harvest. Let's do plant and harvest. I think I should just trust my farmers for now and get them like planting and harvesting for a little while. So maybe if we have an overlap like this, that'll help, so that we can build up a good store of beets again. And also because that will let us get the smoked beets going again, so that our researchers will hopefully be able to take care of themselves. Our villagers are happy and nomads are on their way. Oh geez. And the expedition has to work really hard to get back from being so far away. Oh, and here's another research building. Okay, no free workers available to actually work on it. Oh, fudge. That's right. We need some free workers if we're going to be able to... oh, man. All right. I think the air wells... Are they kind of doing good on their own? Do they fill up on their own with the rain? No? Maybe? Let's free up a couple of the air wells for now. Okay, actually, we have a lot of air wells. We're going to free up with 500 water. This could be a very bad idea, but we're going to free up the people who were tending to those air wells for a minute. And speaking of air wells, we definitely need more water tanks while we still have such abundance. That's certainly something that we'll want to be working on. And then what else do we have an abundance of right now? Not really a lot. We have been moving like the clay group around, and these herbs aren't done growing yet. I'm trying to keep an eye out for where there might be wild herbs that we could gather. The Ambu kitchen's done! Oh, see, we need... Oh, wait, wild herbs to gather. All right, that's very, very, very important. Please. There we go. So we need more free workers in order to get that taken care of. And the Ambu kitchen! Okay, where is our Ambu going? Did she pick a direction? She did! Okay, so the good news is, because of the direction that our Ambu is going, I want to make a mushroom ball. I think one worker for the mushroom ball is good at the moment. I'm not exactly sure. So the Ambu kitchen, they're focusing on Ambu kitchen. At the moment, they live in a tent. And let's see, follow the worker. Oh, we need to rename this worker too. Is our worker coming over for food? Oh my gosh, we do need to make it so that it's easier to access food at a much closer range for our villagers too. Oh boy, let's see. It does feel like the village as a whole is sort of focused. Oh good, okay, wait, is she gonna eat? Please tell me she's gonna eat. Can we tell her? But I'm not hungry. Successfully commanded Ambu to eat. You are hungry, my dear. You don't think you are. But she's going to accept her command. Yes. Maybe that'll let her get a little bit of food here. And then while she's eating, we can let our new Ombu chef down to kind of investigate the mushrooms that she wants. And the, I'm not hungry was a Steam achievement that popped up. There. There you go, my dear. The village doctor has now been researched, and I think everybody is so excited. The rain is gone, and now we can really start thinking about like how to take good care of everyone. Should we get the herbalist? Let's get the Ombu doctor researched, because I feel like now that we have a doctor we could have, and we might, I don't know if we'll catch up with those poisoned nomads at this rate. Yeah, I think they actually may have left, which makes me a little sad for them, a little worried. And I'm seeing the edge of what looks like might be desert. This is what I mean about not taking all of the water we have for granted. Oh boy. Suddenly I really want to get more water wells down. But we're still working on getting all this done. Let's get the stonemason built. I hope we have enough beets. We definitely probably could be thinking about growing things other than beets. Look, our expedition team's coming back. I think they're bringing back some new... Yay! Look at how much she ate. Hopefully that really helped her out. And the expedition team returned. They brought back 2 tools. All right, let's see if we can find... Oh, there's a shrine over there with ancient notes. Oh my word. Okay. All right. Oh wait, there is a group that's gonna have like some sick people. Oh, okay. Let's see. There's biogas over there. Let's send a very short scouting party to some mines to say that they're headed out to like go and investigate. Oh geez. All right. I also really desperately need to gather these mushrooms while we can. And also to gather these herbs actually, because I was gonna say we were gonna need somebody working on the herbs. That means that stonemason, you suddenly drop down in priority. Just for a minute, we need to get a, let's see, there's boarding house, flop house, town square, and now we have the Ombu catch, which stores 5 of all the food for the Ombu. But rumor has it that we might have a group of people who are sick on their way, which means I definitely want my village doctor available. I feel like this might be a good place to try to grow some herbs in the future. So maybe we'll have the village doctor be maybe over here. So they're somewhat close by the center of the village. And let's actually just make sure we get like this built hopefully very quickly. I don't know if that's going to be like the fastest thing built. And our one chef who we will name when I have a moment to breathe and pull up the Patreon name list. So sorry about that. I haven't pulled it up for a little bit because it's also hard to keep track of like where people are going and what they're doing. And the research we're doing is on the Ombu doctor. We also don't have anyone available for construction at the moment on finishing that research building. Are we getting the smoked beets going to try to go get those ancient notes? Yes, but boy, do they go slow. No wonder we need to like hurry it up by hopefully just keeping the smokehouse. Oh, it's a jungle biome. No wonder they're sick. Oh man, there's 2 shrines at the edge of our first jungle biome. Oh man. Oh. This is where stuff about like thinking about the fungus and everything else is really settling in, especially because the toxic spores might grow better here. Which makes me realize we've been really lucky about the toxicity of the air thus far. But I think it's a good time to get that doctor's house built. And I'm glad to see that we've got so many people working on that. We're gonna get a couple people off the mining camp for now. So, because we have multiple mining camps, so that we can get this built fast. The Ombu, okay, hang on. So we researched the Ombu doctor to cure the Ombu of poison or heal it. So we don't have enough herbs to do the Ombu pharmacy. So let's research the herbalist now that we are entering into the jungle biome. It makes sense to me that we would start studying all the different plants that we are stumbling upon and trying to see what they might have to offer us. And let's see. Our Ambu 8. And the scavenging party came back with 10 iron ore. Oh, and there we go. So we do have a shrine that they can go to. All right, they're going to go far out to see if they can manage to just barely reach that shrine that's at the very edge of what we can see and bring back the first 2 ancient notes that we've ever had. And these nomads, some are poisoned and will die soon. Will you let them join your village? Okay, we're gonna do our best. We're gonna absolutely do our best. We've got the village doctor being researched. We will get people working on this other research building. We will scour the area. There's some wild herbs growing, but it looks like the herbs grow well in this biome. We've got a lot of wood planks right now, actually. Enough that I'm going to take a couple people off of carpentry. And we're going to see if we can get a village doctor group in. There's somebody who's sick, but doing their best. They're helping to haul the mushrooms. They also might get other villagers sick, so this is a big risk on some levels. But it's being done out of the hope that we might be able to make a big difference. Let's get this mining camp reassigned. Keeping people in the jobs they're at is kind of tricky. All right, put these down since they move around so much. And those rocks are low on the harvest level. Do we have our other herbs over here ready to go yet? No, but hopefully we'll get there soon. Yeah, we're gonna have to start thinking about other things we can grow. Okay, the research building is now constructed. If we have both groups going, or current research, the herbalist. I want to see if this helps to get more research done. Okay. I think it does. I think having more people researching is helping. Because if we take people off, 6 hours, 8 minutes. No, I don't think having more researchers actually helps. So let's deconstruct the research building then. I was hoping it would help, but it doesn't seem to. And now we have a village doctor whose housing is in the flop house. And it's actually somebody who is sick is coming in as the village doctor. Oh, that's so wild. All right, and then we have a lot of carpenters right now, so we'll take a couple more people off carpentry because we've got so much going on. I think, how's our water situation? The water is going down surprisingly fast, just taking people off of the air well. Enough that we drained one entire water tank, which makes me quite nervous. Let's see. And we have... Let's bump up the stonemason group to get stonemasons going. And then it didn't seem to help at all to have like 2 research buildings to try to get an herbalist in. But let's see where, if they need dirt or if they need grass. Oh, thank goodness. All right, we researched the herbalist. This is, see what I mean? This kind of goes pretty quickly. And I feel like we should think about the huts now that we're here in a more like, the air just seems to be heavy and humid with concerning mystery at the moment. And we don't have enough herbs to go ahead and have a pharmacy for the Ambu just yet. Aha! So, tomatoes are heat resistant and have high yields but require a lot of water. The corn is very heat resistant. Little water grows slowly. Cactuses. So I think we'll work on learning about tomatoes over here. Because if we're in this new jungle biome with what hopefully will be a good spot for Mau Anu to rest pretty soon, it makes sense to me that we would learn about new foods. We also need to build an Ambu catch. Gotta remember that. our Ombu doctor. Thankfully, she hasn't gotten sick yet. And let's see, do we have anybody? Let's get clay. Do we have our clay camp up and going again? There's a mining camp down there that we can take off because this is a better mining camp. And then, do we have anybody working clay camp, or were we just doing harvest? I think we were just doing some basic harvest of clay. So let's get that on priority. And then we'll put in, now that we have more people, we'll put a clay camp back over here again. Which all seems to be... Alright, and the herbalist does need grassy area. Aha! And the herbalist being near the doctor just seems like practical goodness to me. Alright, we'll put him right here. And that's going to become like a core, very important, super important. Let's get that built. In fact, maybe we'll go ahead, hang on, maybe we'll make sure we can build it in a way where we could possibly get 2 herbalists that overlap a little bit. And that might be the better solution, because then we can get a lot of herbs grown in this area. And we might even move this stonemason in the future. There we go. We'll try to get that one built. And then this herbalist will be of lower priority compared to some of our other things. Phew! Okay. Oh, good. And we got the other stonemasonry constructed. And people are now going to be working in it. Oh, sweetie! I was hoping she would be able to reach this, like, Ombu sleeping spot free of any poison. Because it's a little poisonous here. Oh, should we try to wake her up and get her to go just a little bit further? Because she could get sick here. Oh, man. Oh, but she's so tired. Oh, maybe if we let her sleep for just a minute. All right, this is the kind of stuff that would have everybody tripping over each other. And like maybe the new villagers who were sickly, we'll have to see if they're still with us. But maybe the new villagers might be telling us like, no, you don't understand. Like, this is very dangerous here. Oh boy. Oh man, why does the clay deposit have to be just in the exact wrong spot to be able to reach? It's 5. Only that was out of the way. 4. I think the best we can hope for is getting like 4 of these clay deposits at once. Alright. We'll build this here. And then we'll harvest these at really high priority without pulling them up out of the ground. There we go. Alright, so everybody has jobs. Everyone's very busy. We're getting this herbalist going, and I think we actually managed to possibly cure our villagers. Let's check. So, how are our villagers? Do we have anybody sick? Oh, her poison level's gone up to 1%. See? This is what I think people would start learning a little more. Let's see. Okay, is anybody... I wish I could see a better way of like the whole village and like, you guys, okay, stop eating the berries and the beets and like focus on the beet soup for a little while. Is that gonna give you enough food? I think that will give us enough food at the moment. So simple food, raw, if we take away the raw food, most people are eating raw food, and if they ate the beets, they'd probably feel happier. So now we at least figured out how to tell them not to do that. And you know what? Like, taking apart and putting back together a whole bunch of the buildings over and over again actually does seem like something that our villagers would probably get pretty used to, since they've had to travel so much and they've had to go ahead and learn how to adapt to new environments so often. And I think we're about to finish researching corn, and that will open the way for tomatoes, which I think will be a fantastic future for us, because that will let us go ahead and get even more food. I recall tomatoes being very, very high in yield. We'd really be able to have a great turnover of food that way. And I guess while we're waiting for the clay to be gathered so we can learn about tomatoes, well, I was going to say we could research huts, but guess what? We kind of need to have clay for that too. And we kind of need clay for dung collecting. Dang. The Ambu Pharmacy, we need more. We need literally more of the herbs for. The food stand we need clay and herbs for. The building upgrades we need clay for. Clay suddenly went way up on its importance. We even need clay in order to research landscaping. Here, we'll go ahead and maybe we'll learn about sleep and Ambu's sleep since she has gone to sleep despite our hopes and efforts. And oh geez, yeah, we need so much clay. Harvest it, everyone, harvest it and bring it frantically to the herbalist so we can get this built as quickly as possible. Here's another spot that can be harvested, and we'll take the doctors off of their jobs for now because I don't think everyone is sick. I think we're okay there. And I think if we go ahead, I don't think if people aren't eating, oh my gosh, because we don't have the kitchens going. No. Fine, you guys can have raw foods in just a little bit here. I didn't realize the beet soups weren't being beated because I forgot that we had taken people off of making beet soup, and we just got back with 2 ancient notes, and there's rumor of another shrine. Wow, there's a lot going on. The Ambu's poison level might actually go up, so I think next time we're going to have to convince her. As we learn more about Ambu's sleep patterns, as we learn more about the dangers that the jungle may host for us, we will have to convince her to rise and hopefully sleep in a better, safer spot, away from the toxins and poisons around her. And I also hope we'll be able to continue making these mushroom balls with Teto, who will be given a new name, our brave, bold, solo, giant mushroom ball creator. I wouldn't say it's a cohesive village just yet, my friends, but I think as everyone strives together and works so hard to come together to make it the scraps of all this chaos, like so, turn into something they can lean on and rely on. I think they're starting to see the village come to life rather than being a village first. As they put in the work, as they plunge their hands into the piles of mushrooms, as they chip away at the shockingly hard clay, as they build everything together, as they eat endless beet soups together, I think they're starting to see themselves as a village, as a community. That's really wonderful. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.